Kumul Petroleum awarded license to develop gas fields. Teaching Service Commission responds.
We are telling the teachers, go to work.
And safety and security of airports are priority.
This is National MTV News with Dennis Orere.
Good evening and thanks for joining us for Friday's news. The government under the Petroleum Ministry has awarded 3 petroleum retention licenses, PRL 48, 49 and 50, covering Kimu, Barikewa and Uramu gas fields to Kumul Petroleum. This will provide Kumul Petroleum the opportunity to develop these 3 promising natural gas with high liquid content fields, generating revenue for the state and the people of Papua New Guinea.
Following due considerations by the Petroleum Advisory Board and Minister, Kumul Petroleum will now be the operators of the 3 PRLs in Gulf Province. Petroleum Minister Kerenga Kua during the announcement this afternoon said this is a step forward for government to allocate assets and licenses to right developers so that PNG receives maximized benefits of the potential natural gas resources.
Time Prime Minister James Marape kama Prime Minister na informing this government. One big policy shift blame. Emlo make sure that time ikamlo natural resources blow you me. All people blow Papua New Guinea, all masks in big plus share. Me amo mastro. Me also minister me amo mastro because that is the objective of the government. We must build up Kumul Petroleum step by step. Also na me accepting recommendations for Petroleum Advisory Board. Na me sign him of triple licenses sigolo. So it's not like we're throwing them into the deep end, but we know there's commercial value there. And if they work hard, they can prove up more. And then we will be lucky. We can do bigger things and expect better returns.
The Kumul Petroleum Board and Management welcomed the decision of the government and have assured to take full responsibility to operate. Managing Director Wapu Song said they will now focus on developing commercial strategies for the PRLs to work towards bringing the market.
We will take that responsibility very seriously. We have been building technical, financial, commercial capacity in-house using our passive investment, and now for the first time we will be operator of 3 PRL licenses, and we will try our best to be in compliance with the Oil and Gas Act and to be in compliance with the environment, to be in compliance with all our laws, and look at the best way possible to commercialize these 3 licenses so that we benefit our people.
The licenses will operate in a duration of 15 years period, which will be renewed every 5 years. Suli Suli, National MTV News.
The Teaching Service Commission, in responding to the PNG Teachers Association demand earlier this week, says the scheduled resumption of classes for April 19th will proceed despite threats of a nationwide teachers' strike. In a media conference this afternoon at FinCorp House, TSC Chairman Samson Wangi Homie explained this, adding that the legality and eligibility of the PNG TA executive positions are also before the courts and they should not be issuing any ultimatums of such. With the 24-hour ultimatum issued by the PNG Teachers Association on Wednesday having lapsed yesterday, the Teaching Service Commission responded today, saying nothing much can be done within 24 hours practically.
The Secretary and I have not received copies of any of those ultimatums. That's one. 2, to give an organization 24-hour ultimatum is practically impossible to fulfill and to see and to respond.
Chairman Wangi Homie says given the eligibility and legality of PNGTA National President Aita Sanankepe and Vice President Sinel Kou before the courts, they should not be issuing ultimatums of this nature and disrupt the resumption of classes next Monday.
Aita Sanankepe, the teachers must know, is a retired officer. He was retired by the Teaching Service Commission. Under the industrial law, he did not have a teaching position. He was not on the payroll, and as such, is not a member of Teaching Service Commission, and therefore him making those statements out there are misleading.
This is in response to the PNGTA's demand to the TSC, National Department of Education and relevant authorities on Wednesday this week, questioning the safety of teachers with regards to COVID-19 protocols in place as teachers and students prepare to resume classes next Monday after a 4-week suspension of classes as a result of the latest spike in COVID-19 cases in the country.
The teachers are the resource builders. We talk about gold and copper and everything. But teachers are the resource builders. The authorities are not looking into teachers' affairs. That's why this NMC made decision. And the decision, it's under the industrial law. We are the elected people. And we see that they are talking about COVID-19, thinking about looking after other people, but not teachers.
We are here because you elected us. You want us to be your mouthpiece. You want us to represent you. The problem we face now is people in authority, including the government of Papua New Guinea, they are not talking about your welfare. They're not even talking about your rights. They are worried about the policemen, they're worried about the sisters in house sick and nurses in the house sick and the doctors. They're talking about policemen. Your welfare is not looked after by this nation. It is very important for you to sit down very carefully and think about yourself and your children.
Mr. Wangi Homie says teaching and learning in the classroom must go on, given a number of disruptions already in light of the COVID-19 crisis since 2020.
And they have asked for teachers not to stop work. The only authority that can suspend classes and even close schools is the Minister for Education. Nobody else. And nobody else. And for them to say that they are calling for teachers to stop work, we are telling the teachers go to work.
He says teachers and students have been strongly encouraged to adhere to COVID-19 preventive measures, and there has been adherence to this with the resources available such as hand-washing basins, face masks and others. Chairman Wangi Homie also explained that teachers should not be requesting for risk allowances, adding that frontline health workers are the ones that need that than others. He encouraged schools to utilize their subsidy funds to purchase necessary equipment or resources to assist in ensuring safety of teachers and students at schools. Yesterday, in a significant presentation of 132,000 COVID-19 doses deployed to Papua New Guinea from the COVAX facility, has alarmed a lot of concerns over social media on the negative impacts of AstraZeneca vaccine. However, based on risk management ratio, WHO Global Committee affirms the vaccine is still effective and is a preventative measure against COVID-19.
The UN resident coordinator in PNG, Gianluca Rampolla, is urging Papua New Guineans not to be misled by misinformation on the AstraZeneca vaccine on social media. He said the vaccine is not compulsory for everyone, but people should make decisions based on facts whether to be vaccinated or not.
Papua New Guineans will have a choice, and it will be entirely their own choice whether they want to or not get the vaccine. But it is our collective responsibility, I think, to support accurate information on this vaccine, because it will be crucial in ensuring that the decision that people will make will be based on facts and not on fears.
As social media speculations continue to rise in PNG on the effects of the AstraZeneca vaccine, WHO Global Advisory Committee and European Medicines Agency affirms that the vaccine remains an effective tool to prevent the spread of COVID-19.
As recently reiterated in a statement by the WHO Global Advisory Committee, which is, I underline here, a body that brings together the top scientists from all of the member states to the WHO, as well as the European Medicines Agency, based on risk-benefit ratio, the AstraZeneca vaccine, which we just imported, remains an important public health tool against COVID-19 pandemic and is effective, and I understand effective, at preventing severe cases, hospitalization, and death.
In general, Mr. Rampola said people should continue to apply preventive measures as it is essential in controlling the virus and mitigating the impacts. Suli, National EMTV News.
The Airport Rescue and Fire Service, under the direction of National Airports Corporation, facilitated an emergency drill today at Kagamuga Airport in Mount Hagen. NAC's acting managing director, Rex Kiponge, said under his new management, safety and security of the airports are paramount and it will be a core function. Vasinata Yama reports from Mount Hagen.
The drill you're about to see is to provide confidence to the traveling public and the airline companies that NAC and the Airport Rescue and Fire Service are capable of handling emergencies. It is also a requirement under the CASA Act to operate in a safe and secured environment. These 8 trainee firefighters have demonstrated strength, skills and courage to quickly respond to an emergency at the airport. A call-out from the instructor at the fire scene at Kagamuga Airport saw them respond quickly to put out fires on the simulator plane in just 3 minutes. They then rescued the dummy passengers to safer ground for the paramedic.
Now the 8 firefighters that graduated today and went in for 5 weeks training, and they've demonstrated what they've learned, and that will then qualify for again to be Class 6.
Among them were 2 pioneer females who had taken part in the 5 weeks of intense training and the emergency fire drill today. Rose Poku is a proud granddaughter of a former fire chief. She was motivated to join the Airport Rescue and Fire Service to keep the family legacy going.
Firefighter for about 20 years. And this motivates me, and I want to keep the legacy that my grandfather was once a firefighter.
See females can do a male job, it's really interesting and it motivates me to be in that. So
NAC Acting Managing Director Rex Kipong said the new management will look into safety and security as their core functions.
We will look at safety and security as a core business of National Airports Corporation. And as we take on, there are a lot of challenges, but I can assure you that we will mitigate and manage those challenges.
Kipong is assuring airline companies that their trainings in terms of responding to emergencies are world-class and they have the full capacity. NAC will continue to offer training and beef up security at the airport.
Of the 193 ICAO membership throughout the world, and our trainings are recognized by ICAO, and trainings are international based. So what you see today is a demonstration of what our firefighters are here to do for the safety and security of our traveling public and to our airline operators.
Vasinata Yama, National EMTV News, Mount Hagen.
When we come back, Nawai District's Poam area celebrates the opening of a new school and Kina Bank shareholders approve acquisition. Those stories and more after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to the news. A new primary school in Nawai District's Poham area was officially opened yesterday, making it the first primary school in the Poham area. Previously, students from that area had to cross a river to get to the nearest school. The student attendance continues to be disrupted because the river floods during the rainy weather. The new Posse Primary will be serving student population within the Poham and surrounding communities.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of
the Posse Primary School was opened by the local pastor and witnessed by the community yesterday. It is the first primary school in the Poham area. Previously, students living in this area had to cross the Situm River to get to the nearest school. When the river floods, classes are usually disrupted. Pastor Timothy Kissin, a former lecturer at the Balop Teachers College, said the initiative behind the establishment was to address the struggles of students within the Poham and surrounding communities.
By the come of the Bumayu High School, by the come of the Bumayu Market Education District. Also establish house open start 1-2 weeks and all this. Go down to Situm, people are warai tight, the people are ready for now warai tight. Or beginning now we go. M2 disturbance. So asking all them where will they go from here?
The new Posse Primary School was established upon an approval by the Lutheran Church through a request from the local parish conference. It was registered by the Nawai School Inspector last year. It currently has 3 teachers with grades 1 and 3 classes only. The head teacher said being a mission school in its initial stages, the assistance received so far is from donations.
We didn't have the money, but with God's help, the Lutheran Reformed Church of Papua New Guinea sponsored us with this iron sheet. I said, one day if we have the money, we would definitely reimburse the money. But the Pastor Nixon, decided to go and purchase the iron sheets for us. And part of thank you. With the children school fee, they had a deposit. We didn't get much. We had about 2,000 here in hand. I decided to purchase the stuff here. As you can see, these are from the Posang Dam.
Neighboring schools are also assisting the new primary school with teaching materials.
Materials office, and they supplied me with a few. But with the help of other neighboring schools, they did help us. We are struggling, but I believe we'll catch up as we move on.
The new Posse Primary School will be serving the student population within Poham, Situm, Busu Mountain and some nearest communities in the Nabak LLG. Charlene Eri, National MTV News, Leh.
ACP for Northern Command, Peter Guinness, says there is an imbalance with police work in Medang and this needs to be sorted out. He addressed a parade where he urged the men in blue to perform their duties well. The Assistant Police Commissioner made the remarks during an official visit to Medang yesterday.
When you see that, you must get balance. There is, at this point in time, there is imbalance in operations in Medang. Police operations from Medang are all right, but when you look at the administration part of things, it's not working in Medang. And we get problem with Medang because all NCOs, various sections, various units, officers are not giving that kind of support so that you can balance the two and the two will run together. Operation Blow Police, administration Blow Police.
He added that both the operation and administration of police has a lot of problems due to so many civil litigations that are being taken out by the public. The ACP warned officers that unlike the past, when the court finds an officer guilty, the officer responsible will be penalized and not RPNGC.
Now it has become an issue where if a particular person or if the court finds a particular person is guilty in court, the department will not come in to pay like they used to do before. A new individual man Maria, Borausi lo pay compensation. So this is very, very serious. So time you walk, always keep in your mind, look, this you are police officers. When you came out from Bomana Police College, you swear in this oath to become a police officer. So where is that oath? When you came out, did you leave it outside the Bomana main gate? Now you come out, now you get things also. This now you can come and enjoy your life. Now walk with the police, no, this no. That's where lack of discipline and me come inside. Now me talk administrative issue, and problem and Mr. Bolson.
Section heads are urged to take charge of their officers, regardless of which section they are working under.
NCOs must take responsibility, all PSCs must take responsibility, all policemen and police Mary Blue.
Officers are also warned to follow all COVID-19 protocols and take COVID-19 seriously. Martha Louise, National EMTV News, Medang.
Commenting on the recent clash in Kainantu in Eastern Highlands, the ASCP for Northern Command says modern weapons have replaced traditional weapons in tribal fights. Weapons such as semi-automatic and automatic rifles have caused deadly consequences. Several people were killed and houses burned to ashes following days of clashes between two clans in Kainantu. ACP Peter Guinness said police are also investigating the use of hand grenade in the fighting.
These images show the extent of the damages caused as a result of the tribal fight between two factions in Kainantu, Eastern Highlands Province. Assistant Commissioner of Police Northern Command Peter Guinness says police are treating the fighting as very serious after police were informed that a hand grenade was also used.
I was briefed by PSC Ramu along the way that police mounted a roadblock on the road and they found a hand grenade, a live hand grenade in the possession of somebody. That person was arrested and is now detained at Ramu Police Station cells, and we will go further to find out where was his source of getting those hand grenades, because it's very dangerous and very serious.
Additional manpower is on the ground to bring back normalcy and mitigate peace between the two warring factions. It is understood that police on the ground have set up police points to monitor the situation to deter the two sides from fighting.
We also have the support of Mobile Squad 1 at Magaraga Barracks. They are now up in Kainantu, so we have enough manpower in Kainantu to address this issue of tribal fights.
Martha Louise, National EMTV News, Medang.
Detainees at the Correctional Service in Bomana set for their flexible open and distance education entry test this morning. The FORD program is part of the CS Welfare and Rehabilitation Program for detainees. 85 detainees took part in the program.
Detainees in the high-security unit of the Bomana Correctional Service were the first to sit for the FORD entry test, followed by the female division. The program is purposely initiated to help detainees have their second chance in life with their education programs. The test was conducted by the NCD FORD team.
That does not mean that when they ended up in the prison that we forgot all about them, but we as a correctional service, we are trying to look at other means and ways to assist them in terms of if they complete their grade 8, then we look in try grade 8, 9 or 10 or 11 and 12. We try to look beyond that to help assist by way of bringing FORD in to assist them to complete their education.
The FORD program in the CS divisions started in the early 2000s and was forced to stop 5 years ago due to lack of funding. FORD NCD Provincial Center Coordinator Jacinta John says the FORD entry test is structured to determine the level of education that the detainees will be classified under.
They are a correspondence study center. They had previously two inmates that passed out from here with a grade 10 certificate. And for this year, we would like to really start off this year again with them and help our inmates.
Detainees in the minimum security unit were not allowed to sit for the test because the division is currently on lockdown after 5 detainees tested positive for COVID-19. Gertrude Gabi, National EMTV News.
The shareholders of Kina Securities Limited, or KSL, have voted in favor of the acquisition of Westpac PNG and Westpac Fiji by Kina Bank at its extraordinary general meeting held this morning in Port Moresby. CEO Greg Pawson confirmed this after the meeting, saying it was a great show of confidence by the shareholders. After the proposed acquisition, there will be a newly branded bank, independent and separate from the existing Kina Bank brand, and it will compete directly with all commercial banks in Fiji and PNG, including Kina Bank. This means there will be no lessening of competition and no prospect of a duopoly or market dominance. The proposed acquisition will position and enable Kina to take banking back to basics at an additional scale with better customer service and a focus on lowering the cost of banking in both PNG and Fiji. The acquisition is subject to regulatory approval in both Fiji and PNG, and the bank says it is working closely with the regulators on this. And now looking at the Nest Fund market report, the Kina closed unchanged at $0.2850 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, your Kina was buying $0.2775 $0.3532 Australian dollars, $0.2236 euro, and 29.53 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold is trading lower, coffee, cocoa, and copper closed higher, palm oil and copper closed higher. Crude oil is trading higher. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed at 305.10 points higher. The ASX 200 is trading at 4.88 points higher, and the All Ordinaries is trading at 8.34 points higher. You're watching National MTV News. Among stories after the break, a widow waits 4 years for her title from NHC, and churches sign a Memorandum of Partnership with NID. Stay with us. Welcome back. A struggling widow in Lae is still waiting for the title to the property her husband purchased after the title was given to someone else. Ellen Tigia-Bis showed MTV a copy of a letter by the Registrar of Titles in 2017 summoning the man who attained the title to produce it in order for the office to cancel the transfer. The 14 days window given to produce the title has come to 4 years, and the family is still waiting for the title.
Ellen Tigia-Bis has been living in this rented property at West Taraka for the past 6 months. This is one of several other houses that she has struggled to rent after being evicted from her home in 2017. Being a widow, the eviction has greatly affected her and her family.
People around me stable, beginning belong me too, affect him all too, plus I belong. Education belong all to, work money belong all to, me pa ogera kissing time, beginning Mary renting one blouse, no West Taraka, so me pa ogera, me place to this lahab.
She holds in her hand documents dating back to the 1980s when her husband, a public servant, was renting a house on Doyle Street at Erico. After purchasing the NHC property under the government sell-off scheme, they were not issued the title. Instead, the title was issued to someone else. In 2017, they were evicted by the people claiming to own the property. Their belongings were thrown out and they were forced to move.
I'll get something all rousing me. Cut him down, I'll get a fruits divide bloom plow, get something garden bloom plow too. 6 layers or patona, chicken bloom plow, rousing, get something all kissing.
Later that year, the person claiming to have the title to the property was summoned to deliver the copy of the title he had within 14 days in a letter signed by the Registrar for Titles, Benjamin Sampson. It has been 4 years since that letter. However, the family is still waiting to be given their title before they move back into the house their father bought.
So, make you 1 plus something, no make you 1 plus follow up, no make you 1 plus something, no this last summons. We plus still wait at this time.
Lucy Kopana, National MTV News, Lae.
The Anglican and Lutheran churches have become the first churches to sign a Memorandum of Partnership with the PNG Civil and Identity Registry to assist in implementing the NID project. Deputy Registrar Salome Bogosia said churches play a vital role in communities and have partnered with the government to deliver services, and this is an extension of such. This Memorandum of Partnership was signed today at the NID office in Leh.
The Anglican and Lutheran churches have now partnered with the PNG Civil Identity and Registry to roll out the NID project. This was formalized in a small ceremony this morning with the church secretaries and the PNG CIR's Deputy Registrar with the signing of a Memorandum of Partnership. PNG CIR's Acting Deputy Registrar Salome Bogosia said churches are important stakeholders in implementing government projects, and the NID is one of them.
As a government, it is only right that we also involve churches in data collection. In order for us to serve our people, we need to know the numbers, we need to know where they are, then we can be able to serve them. And so this occasion marks an agreement to partner together with the churches and to go out there and register.
With the Lutheran Church being the main denomination in Morabe, General Secretary Bernard Kaisom said the church currently does not have accurate data on their congregation members. He said through this partnership they can be able to have such information as well. Similar sentiments were also shared by the Anglican Church's General Secretary Dennis Kabe.
Our information management system is an area that we need to strengthen. And these partnership arrangements will ensure that we get that much needed information.
It goes a long way, and one of it is to tell the other agencies that the churches are here. Please don't see us just to preach the gospel, but we can do more than that as a meaningful partner to the government.
While these two churches have become the first two churches to sign a Memorandum of Partnership with the PNG CIR, PNG CIR's Acting Deputy Registrar Salome Bogosia said this will hopefully pave way for partnerships with other churches as well. Lucy Kopana, National EMTV News, Leh.
IFC Besta has donated 10 cartons of their tin goods to PNG Kidney Foundation to cater for patients needing dialysis. The company says it will supply the tin food on a 6-monthly basis. Meanwhile, the Kidney Foundation currently has 17 patients that go through dialysis treatment.
The Papua New Guinea Kidney Foundation is a non-government organization that has been receiving donations and support from various donors. The donations provide support for patients who need dialysis. Dialysis is a process done by a machine due to kidney failure. The Kidney Foundation charges its patients 150 kina for every 4-hour session. So far, the donations have helped patients needing dialysis. Besta donated 10 boxes of their tin goods to PNG Kidney Foundation Inc. to help cater for their patients. The donation comes after the foundation reached out for support.
They have a full protein. At least they take the biscuits with the Besta. So thank you so much, and we really appreciate it, and hope we can work together closely in the near future. Okay, for our activities.
With PNG's lifestyle and eating habit, there is an increase in kidney diseases. The foundation is providing the much-needed medical attention for most Papua New Guineans with kidney disease. Another donor, Paradise Food, started their monthly food supply of biscuits last month and will continue. IFC Besta is happy to help for a good cause and is looking forward to provide more assistance in future.
We all, want to care for each other and support each other as well. So for us, it's a privilege for us as well to be able to make life easier for them.
Despite the current COVID-19 pandemic, operations of IFC Besta is running normal and adhering to COVID-19 measures.
Operation-wise, we continue on operating our factory, and of course, we are food-related, and everyone needs this kind of food on their tables.
Esther Thailam, National EMTV News.
Trukai Sports is next. All the details after the break. Stay tuned.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. Round 4 of the Intrust Super Cup for the Hunters will be a revisit of the 2017 ISC Grand Final, where they take on the Sunshine Coast Falcons. It's the first time they will meet since 2017, when the Hunters won the Grand Final 2 points ahead of the Falcons to claim the 2017 Intrust Super Cup title.
Minutes later, Joe Stimson got on the end of this run.
SPPNG Hunters will face Sunshine Coast Falcons in round 4 of the Intrust Super Cup tomorrow at the Bycroft Oval. The clash of the 2017 Grand Finalists will mark a record equal in performance for Huka Wartovo Puara Jr., who will join Adex Wera as the Hunters' most capped player with 115 matches. Puara and Wera featured in the Hunters' 12-10 win over the Falcons in the 2017 decider, sealed with a try 90 seconds from full time. Tomorrow's match at Runaway Bay will be the first time since the teams have met on neutral territory since the 2017 Grand Final, as the Hunters base themselves on the northern end of the Gold Coast because of the COVID restrictions preventing international travel. Puara was one of the original Hunter squad members in 2014, and his presence has been among the factors behind their impressive start to this season. Coach Matthew Church stated the team leading to tomorrow's game will benefit from Wartovo's experience. The Hunters were unable to play trial matches because of COVID quarantine, meaning that they could not develop their key combinations to get used to new rules, including the 6-again rule. The Falcons played trial matches without their Melbourne Storm contingent, who have been named for Saturday's clash. Tyson Smoothie and Trent Loyero, who have played with the Storm in NRL matches this season, have been named in the forward pack. The Falcons are in 6th place with wins over Ipswich and South Logan following their opening round loss to Northern Pride. Coach Church stated the Falcons are a tough matchup because they not only have Storm contracted players but also have some good local talents, adding they will be a good challenge. Church, however, said the Hunters' focus is to continue to improve in every game. Kilawani, Trukai Sports.
Assistant coach Paul Aiton says PNG Hunters will work on ball works in the round 4 game against Falcons tomorrow. The focus, he says, is on building on from previous games going forward.
As the Hunters prepare for their round 4 game against the Falcons, assistant coach Paul Aiton says the focus is to keep building on previous performances.
I think just keep building on our previous performances. Ball control will be a big one for this game, considering our last game. So just keep building on what we've done so far. We don't want to focus too much on other teams. Obviously, we respect them and moving forward, but with our lead up into this season, I think it's a big focus for us to focus on ourselves and keep improving. Like Samuel is every week, we just keep improving that little bit and keep building into this season.
One of the players that has been outstanding and in form this season is Samuel Yagipip, a debutant in the 2021 Hunters season.
He's been phenomenal for us. He's great attitude at training, just like all the boys. Very good attitude at training, willing to roll his sleeves up and do the hard work. All the little things that you need from a prop, he does it and more. I'm very impressed with him, and he keeps improving every week.
Yagip was placed on report in last week's game against Cutters, but managed to scrape off the charge and making the head coach's list for tomorrow's game.
He was placed on report in that game, but we chose an early guilty plea, which was a 25% reduction. So 100 points is a week off, but with a 25% reduction, pushes him under the 100 points, so he's able to play.
As the Hunters prepare for another clash and from back-to-back wins in the last 2 rounds, assistant coach Aiton says the support from the PNG community at games venues has been overwhelming in the PNG way.
Everywhere we go, we always see PNG flags, and I think the boys really appreciate it. I know I do. Everyone always stays after the game to come and say hello to the boys, offering, we've had that many communities, Brisbane community, Gold Coast community, everywhere, always reaching out to, all our games, like some kumu and kakaruk and all this. So they're offering a lot of things, and even just time or just help in any way they can. So, which is really nice. It's good for the boys to have that. And the local community here, Gold Coast, the Seagulls have really looked after us, taken us in. So it feels like a home ground. It's really good to have.
Kilawani, Trukai Sports.
Brendan Gutuno, PNG Hunters winger, ailed to a broken arm in the 3rd minute of round 3 of the Interest Super Cup last weekend in the game against Mackay Cutters. According to Hunters assistant coach Paul Aiton, the standard of medical treatment given to Gutuno at the moment is that of which an NRL player receives.
Very unfortunate for Brendan. He's been, like the rest of the boys, he's been showing good form, and it's very unpleasant that he broke his arm. I've done the same injury, so he's looking at 8 weeks. It is bad news, but the sort of the positive out of it is that we're based here, and he probably got the same treatment as you would an NRL player, which was he received the doctor that we preferred, the specialist, and he was booked in first thing Monday morning. Surgery straight away, and most importantly, he has a recovery. So his rehabilitation is with the best. So it was a bad incident, but from that is a positive that we're here, and we'll get him back as fast as we can.
Trukai Sports continues with more after the break. Don't go away.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome back to Trukai Sports. Brian Bell has come on board to help Hanuabada Mangi League, a local youth rugby league competition in Hanuabada at the outskirts of Port Moresby. Brian Bell's donation includes a set of goalpost pads and four student rugby league balls. Competition manager Mr. Toa Tom, in receiving the equipment, stated it was a timely gift as the 9th competition is set to commence shortly after the lapse of the COVID-19 isolation period, adding they have not had post pads for 15 years. Brian Bell's sponsorship manager, Mr. Leon Gawi, stated the leading retailer for a variety of goods from well-known sports brands were thrilled to assist, adding this donation is a reflection of Brian Bell's support to sports in PNG. That story wraps up Trukai Sports, the weather report for the next 24 hours after these messages. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by MoniPlus, with you always.
Regional weather forecast for tonight and tomorrow. In the southern region, Port Moresby and Kerama, partly cloudy with patchy rain. Daru, cloudy with showers. Alotau, cloudy with some showers. Popondetta, cloudy with a few showers. To the Momase region, Ley, cloudy with few showers. Medang, cloudy periods with brief showers. Wewak and Vanimo, cloudy with some showers. In the New Guinea Islands region, Lorengau, cloudy periods with few overnight showers. Kavieng and Buka, few showers. Kokopo and Rabaul, cloudy with brief showers. And cloudy with some showers for Kimbe. In the Highlands region, all centers to be cloudy with few showers, then morning fog.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by MoniPlus, with you always.
And that's been the news, sports and weather for today, Friday, the 16th of April, 2021. On behalf of the entire news team, MTV news team right across the country, pleasant viewing, have a safe weekend, good night.